Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is time. Welcome to the William Bush Youth Gymnasium on the Kenny Ann's Borough Court for tonight's matchup between the visiting Southeast Seminoles and your Palmetto Tigers. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, if you would please rise for the playing of our national anthem.
The following is a presentation of Manatee Schools Television in association with TV production teachers and students. Welcome again tonight to this cross-county tilt between the Southeast Seminoles.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the MSTV Game of the Week presentation. This is a very special one, ladies and gentlemen. We have one of the biggest rivalries in Manatee County tonight. But before we get into that, I am your play-by-play commentator, Frederick Stewart, and I'm with Mr. Mason Smithers. Ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be hot tonight, even though it's cold outside, as we have the Palmetto Tigers facing their longtime rivals of the Southeast Seminoles.
The energy can definitely already be felt in the room. I mean, the JV game was electric before now, and more people have just been filing into the building, so tonight's going to be a good one.
Exactly right. If you look here, it's a sea of people, and you can't split them. It's amazing right now. Even the Southeast Seminoles have their cheerleaders here, and we see the Tigers cheerleaders here as well. They're going into the starting lineup in the intros, so we're going to give them their time, and we'll be right back with more basketball action.
Number 4, Elijah Price. Number 5, Mr. Heaven. And number 11, Amir Perlman. The Tigers are coached by Abel Brodor, sporting an undefeated record. Tonight's official.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the action. The Game of the Week presentation brought to you by Manatee Schools Television. Starting lineups for the Tigers: number 1, Christopher Roberts; number 3, Evan Roberts; number 4, Elijah Price; number 5, Brian Heaven; number 11, Amir Padaman; and for the Seminoles, number 0, Jalen Bird; number 1, Trey Hines; number 2, London Horns; number 4, Keith Potter; and number 5, Jakarian Smith. As we get into this tip-off, the energy in the building is at an all-time high. The cameras are out, and this is where the stars shine the brightest as the ball goes up and is swatted all the way out of bounds, tried to be saved by a Seminoles player, but no luck. Right now, Mason, what are you feeling in the building, and how do you feel about the energy of this crowd?
The JV game before this went into overtime. It got everybody ready. Now that varsity's out on the court, everybody's excited. This side of the court is packed. Southeast bringing a good crowd too.
On the wing, Roberts swings it over to Hart. Roberts with a deep three, misses. Back the other way for the Seminoles, being brought down the court by number 2, Landon Horns, who's being guarded closely by Heaven. Landon going all the way baseline, tries to flick it back, doesn't go. Gets his own rebound, but they're going to call a foul. And that foul is called on number 11, Amir Padman, his first foul tonight. First team foul.
As Horns comes in there, he's trying to get his own rebound. It's tipped up under the basket, kind of arcing down. And as he goes for it, he just gets shoved out of the way, and that'll get called every time.
Definitely so. The Seminoles going into their action on the wing. Smith being guarded heavily by Roberts. He looks to dump it off. He does. He gets it right back, and he's going to get snapped with a claw. Foul being called on number 1, Christopher Roberts. That'll be his first, team second.
And he was just running by, and I think he was going for the ball there, kind of reaching behind his back, couldn't see where the ball was, and reaching out blindly, gets a piece of that jersey. Now number 5, Smith, with the ball out of the top of the key. Now to number 1. Now over to Potter. Now Horns stolen, back up the court. Palmetto has numbers, but can't make it happen.
Looks like that foul is going to be called on number 0, Jalen Bird. That'll be his first foul tonight. First team foul for the Seminoles, and the first time we see someone at the line stepping up to shoot, number 11, Amir Padman. Right now, we're seeing the early stretches of what this game is going to be. It's going to be some very scrappy and very competitive basketball. I was able to get an interview with both the coaches, me and Mason, and we got to talk to him. We spoke to Coach Woody for the Seminoles, and I asked him what were the keys to the victory, and he said defense, defense, defense. He knows that the Tigers team is very star-studded, very talented, really good big man, so they got to play the best defense and out-hustle them.
And if you watched the last game on Tuesday for our dedicated followers, they watched Palmetto's high-flying offense, and they were just incredible, making something out of nothing on almost every offensive play they could. And now they're doing the same thing here, driving in, now passing out. And a great ball movement over there by Palmetto. Just they've done this. They were so calm last game on Tuesday. And the same thing here. The ball movement's incredible. They look for that penetration down the middle, and Price right under the basket hangs out, and he's a really big impact player for Palmetto.
Big knockdown by Roberts at the free throw as they look to press, reaching in, going to give them a little space here. Seminoles kicking out to the corner, swings it over, tried to fake the blast. Now they're back at the top of the key, sending the blitz. Palmetto gets the steal. They're back down the court, looking for the easy lay, doesn't go. And
just as I was saying, Price down there, the big body, right under the basket, and he gets the rebound and goes up for it, gets the call, and one. Beautiful play there by Price. Price, again, a big impact player for Palmetto, their biggest guy, and their big man play tonight so far, from what we can see, excellent. And last week, or excuse me, on Tuesday, this week, was on point. So Price, look for him for the rest of the night. He'll be the second Palmetto player to hit the line so far.
And one thing about this Palmetto team, they're crafty at all levels. They have amazing big play. We still haven't seen Number 4, Elijah Price, last game, he was very hot, and I believe you mentioned that. Had a lot of blocks down low and a lot of rebounds. A big team with big athletes who can really stretch the floor.
Defensively, Price is a powerhouse under the basket. He's got arms everywhere.
Seminoles coming in their offense, attacking, puts up the right floater, and that's going to be an and one call.
That was Smith on the step back there.
Smith running with the running floater. Foul called on number 4, Elijah Price. That'll be the 3rd team foul for the Tigers. Jakarian Smith shooting at the line.
Smith got just enough off of that defender to get the call and still maintains his balance in the air. Great play.
Amazing bucket by Smith, falling back, uses the right hand and drops it in, nothing but net, just like the free throw. Ball being inbounded by the Tigers. And you see that Southeast intensity as they try to press, but now they have numbers the other way. Sit the trap. It seems to work. A wide open shot for Roberts. He doesn't take it. He goes on the inside, dumps it off the basket. And back to what my brother Mason was saying, great passing from the Tigers equals easy buckets.
Yeah, if you can get those defensive players moving around, Price will come open eventually. You just got to get one lane in there, and if you can get it down to Price, you got a really good shot of a bucket.
Back the other way for the Seminoles offense. On the wing, being guarded heavily, swings it to the top of Smith. Smith uses the screen, gets picked, diving on the ground. Roberts gets attacked by Smith. And so they're going to call a technical foul on number 5, Jakarian Smith, as they both were on the ground, diving and fighting for the ball.
I think Smith was reaching back over because they were kind of back-to-back on the ground there, and he's looking for the ball with his hands and just gets a face full of that Palmetto player just reaching behind him and doesn't know what he's grabbing, I guess. But that was a very blatant foul. Either it was malicious or it was a very confused Smith.
The first face mask call ever in a high school game, and it's going to lead to Roberts being able to shoot one at the line and get possession for the ball.
Either way, not a smart play by the Seminoles there.
So Roberts is going to step up. Big news about Evan Roberts. He's only 26 points away, make that 25 points away from hitting 1,000 career points. So we hope that we might be able to see that tonight, but even if we don't, that's still an amazing achievement for that young kid.
Yeah, we'll try to keep track of that as we go forward, because that would be something to see tonight.
So 2 free shots for Roberts.
24 now.
24, exactly. 2 free shots for Roberts. And shout out to Kobe, 24.
Yeah, there you go.
And 2 free throws is going to lead to possession for the Tigers. Roberts brings it up, swings it over to Heaven. Heaven back to Roberts on the other wing. To the open. Roberts, the Roberts connection. And they're going to make it rain on him. Buckets, timeout called by the Seminoles.
The passing for Palmetto, just excellent. The basics of their game are not even thought about. They can just play the game fluidly because they have all of their basics down. And that pass right there, that movement up and across just makes so many open lanes for shooting, and the pass down in the middle. They just have a lot of options, but they can keep the ball moving.
100% right. You know, at the high school level, it's great to see an offense that can run smooth like an oiled machine. When you have guys doing back cuts, back screens, it's a lot for the defense to keep handle of.
It doesn't seem like they have to think about it. They really just they have what they need to do down, and they make it happen.
Pressing now, the Tigers. Roberts guarding closely, sent the trap, doesn't go. Going to get the foul call there on the other Roberts, Christopher Roberts. It's going to be his second foul of the night.
Came in a little hot there.
And the 3rd team foul for the Tigers. Excuse me, the 14th foul. Seminoles back the other way. Tried his signature fadeaway, does not work. Tigers back down the court. Roberts bringing it up, a little shake and bake, stop and pop, throws it over to Price. Price fumbles it, gets stolen away. And the Seminoles are going to take this back the other way, bringing it up the court. Number 2, Landon Horns, being guarded by Evan Roberts, who's looking out for the screen. Gets hit anyway, gets the steal. And there's going to be a foul call on number 2, Landon Horns. His first, team 4th.
Yeah, I mean, the play's just been a little bit sloppy so far. The play's just been a little bit sloppy so far. They have both teams have, I think, 4 penalties, team fouls now, and they really need to tone it down. They're going to get into the bonus very quickly, and the free throw shooting for both teams so far has been pretty on point. So you don't want to get there, but you know, Palmetto taking care of business at the line now, leading 13-3. So they're doing what they need to do over on that side of the ball.
There's no secret on how they got this big lead coming into the game. Number 13, Kendall Davis, and number 1, Christopher Roberts, coming back in. Another great deflection by Roberts. As you can see, he's a pest on defense. Out there swatting, getting his hands on everything and staying in the passing lanes. But it's no secret why the Tigers are up right now. Their high-intensity defense has led to great offense.
Yeah, they just have the ability to get to the high percentage shots, and their defense has the ability to make sure that whoever they're facing doesn't get that opportunity. Just then right there, you see he has to make that fadeaway shot, and that's just not something you get a lot of in high school, where you make that, wow, almost got that one in there. Was number 1 for Palmetto, Roberts, just flying in there and trying to get the layup. But again, Palmetto easily gets into the paint there and either gets the foul or gets the bucket. And that is not the case for Southeast. They have to make these long arching shots from either outside the 3 or these mid-range 2s where they're backing up, and it just hasn't worked out for them so far.
One of the things we stressed about last game was paint touches, and that's something that the Tigers do a lot. They love to get to that basket. That's why they shoot so many free throws, and that's why they're able to make such better high percentage shots, because they know that the secret to the game is playing it inside out. Open up the inside by driving into the paint, and then the 3 becomes available. Yeah,
they've had a lot of corner 3s open up last game. After they after Bayshore noticed what they were doing, they were trying to load the paint up to keep Price and the others from being able to drive in, and all of a sudden, passing around, they could just find the corner, and bang, there were a bunch of 3s on Tuesday. So I'm pretty sure that'll be the game plan moving forward to see if they can do that again. Hopefully, Southeast can recognize that from Tuesday and make sure that they don't fall to the same fate.
Shout out to the real MVP, the towel man, wiping up the floor there a couple minutes ago, making sure these players are safe and the floors are dry. He's the real hero of the night. Last rebound missed, but it looks like someone stepped over the line. So they are going to call, I believe, that point for the Tigers. I believe one of the Seminoles players stepped over the line. Ball getting thrown in here. Tigers still full court pressing. Roberts on number 30, Johnson, swings it over. They're going to get the ball past half, speeding towards the lane, looks for an easy charge call made by the Zebra. He saw the point guard, number 2, Landon Horns, coming in with a full head of steam, set and wait, and was rewarded. Yeah, Strawbridge just really took it there. He knew what he had to do. He waited for him to come in, and there wasn't really many other options other than to go through him. So good play by Strawbridge to take that one for the team, and Palmetto will be rewarded for it. And this shows the great coaching by Coach Vanderdoor. We had an interview with him earlier, but when you got guys who are willing to put their body on the line and guys who are willing to do the dirty work, that's a team that's going to be successful. I think one of the words he used to describe his team was grit, was it not? Yes, that was one of the words he used, and this is a team that shows a lot of hustle, a lot of grit, as you can see now as they come up the court. Heaven bringing it up, swings it to Roberts, back to Heaven, being guarded to the corner, up and away. The 3-dagger. Back the other way for the Seminoles. A little shake and bake coming down as they go into the offense. He gets the screen, almost gets pushed, and they're going to call it an illegal screen on number 4, Keith Potter. That'll be their 6th foul of the night, and the first foul for Keith Potter. Yeah, these fouls are adding up fast. They are adding up extremely fast, and you don't want to go into bonus against a team like this. Traveling violation called on the Tigers as Roberts swished that 3. Automatic. But yeah, this is something you don't want to happen against a team that likes to get to the rim because it's going to lead to easy baskets, whether it be on the line or at the cup.
Bayshore found success later in the game on Tuesday, and now Southeast being down early, we'll see if that pattern remains.
Southeast on the wing, swings it over to Shepard Perkins. Perkins back to Smith, being guarded by the double team, throws it out of bounds. And again, this is that aggressive defense that we saw they played against Bayshore, setting a lot of traps.
Yep, you gotta keep those guys out of the paint, and if you force them to take those three-point shots or those long-range twos where they're fading away, there's just not a lot of opportunity. And then Strawbridge under the basket, gets it tipped as he goes up, but Palmetto will recover it under the basket still, and will get the foul. That is number 13 over there, Davis, who gets the rebound and then gets the foul.
Foul called on number 10, Wade Shepard Perkins. That'll be his first foul tonight, and the 7th team foul. Shooting at the line, number 13, Kendall Davis for the Tigers. And again, one of the big things that sets this Palmetto team aside from the rest is that they have some very big, tall, long boys at the paint.
Yep. They really have that ability to get under the basket, and even if they do get in the paint, which with this high-intensity defense, they just they don't get a lot of. But when the opposing team does get in, they have the ability to smother them under the basket. And that's the second missed free throw there by Davis. So Southeast will get away with no punishment. Now number 10 to inbound the ball. Now that's out to number 30, Bivens. Now Bivens up the court. Bivens smothered by the double team, gets the travel. Strawbridge and Roberts on the defense, and they will get the travel call. Just had a little bit of excitement there for number 30 there, Bivens. Bivens just couldn't keep a handle on the ball, ends up traveling while he tries to stop. So Roberts will come in and inbound the ball.
The Tigers inbound this one behind the line. So Brian Heaven bringing it up, gives it back to Christopher Roberts, who throws it to the inside at the foul line and drops it off on the end there. Oh, a traveling call. Tried to drop the ball to Chrismon Joseph, but he tried to dump it off. Travel, it happens. They're back in action. Seminoles back the other way, looking to get out of the scoring drought that they've been in. Swings it, ball gets tipped. They get over the line. They kick it out to the wing. Driving on the inside, the reverse scoop and lay for Wade Shepard Perkins as the Tigers go back down the court.
Once Southeast could break that pressure, you see they get that open layup, and then all of a sudden they can score. That's exactly what Southeast needs to do if they want to score. Strawbridge into the paint, and will just arc it over the basket, and I think it'll go to Southeast ball.
Strawbridge with an aggressive move, try to attack two defenders in the paint. Most likely looking for that foul call, as they definitely are now in a double bonus. Wide open pass intercepted by Roberts, by Chrisman Joseph, who saw the play developing. They almost got a cherry pick.
But like I was saying, once Southeast got in the paint, they had that easier shot, and all of a sudden, scoring drought ends. So if Palmetto can keep them out of the paint, they have a really good opportunity to not give up any points. But Southeast broke that pressure up the court, and all of a sudden they have an opportunity. So both teams showing what they do and don't need to do on that drive.
Last foul called on number 0, Jalen Bird. He was not happy about it. That'll be his second foul, an 18th foul for the Seminoles. He felt that they both were scrambling for the ball.
Yeah, that was
really
a tough
had
one.
possession.
But
Yeah,
that was definitely tough. He was just they were both playing hard for the ball, and somebody got the call and one didn't. So that is the nature of refereeing. It's hard to make those judgment calls, but they have to be made, and it was made against Southeast.
we'd like to give a quick shout out to the students who helped bring this together. Shout out to not number 10, but in grade 10, Mackenzie Thomas on the cameras, who says that she likes fashion. So if you see someone styling, it's probably her. Anyway, back to the game. Seminoles on the wing, handed off the dribble drive. Doesn't go for the drive, gets trapped, swings it to the wing again, drives on the inside, 2 men in his face, ball up in the air like popcorn, getting popped around, people on the ground, and it's going to be whistles for jump ball. And this one's going to be called towards the Seminoles.
Yeah, so Southeast, again, for the second time in a row, actually finds the paint, and good things come of it. So Southeast looking to find a little bit of life, still down by a good margin, but having some success.
Southeast, Horns, backing the ball out, looking at his options. Gives it over to Smith. Smith being guarded by Roberts. Pulls it in his face, but Robert gets a hand on it. Smith back with the ball after it got tipped. Dumps off the pass. Didn't jump into him, but still got the foul. Landon Horns on the inside. As you see Smith barreling in, drops off the pass. Defender almost leaped over Horns.
Yeah, he jumps just a little too far forward. That was Heaven. And Heaven goes up for the block. And as number 5, Smith kind of ducks his head down, he finds the defender and is able to have him land on him. And that's where he gets penalty. Just by leaning into it a little bit, he finds that penalty and now a couple of points.
And that's a part of the game that you teach kids. You know, it's basketball one-on-one. If you get the rebound, you're a smaller guy, hit him with a pump fake. 9 times out of 10 in high school, they're going to jump. You jump into them, you get a chance at the line and and one.
There's not much else of a choice as a defender there. You really just kind of have to go for it, and if it's a pump fake, it is what it is.
Back the other way, Palmetto Tigers. Roberts swings it to Heaven. Heaven back on the inside to Roberts, who gets bumped. No call. Back the other way. Seminoles running the court. Got a man dribble driving to the inside. Gets blocked by Price, and that's something we saw a lot last week. Sorry, excuse me, a couple days ago at the last game.
Yeah, Price with that long wingspan just gets in the way. Definitely a big obstacle to get through on the offensive side of their court.
Facing up on the free throw. Hands it over to Roberts. Roberts pulls a deep 3. Doesn't go. Back the other way for the Seminoles.
Smith tries to slow it down a little bit. Coming back the other way.
Swinging it to the corner. To the wing. Smith driving. Little Euro step.
Wow!
Bringing your basketball to the American game.
Here's
Smith
the replay.
gets the and one call.
He's barreling in there, holds it in his right hand, gets that 2 steps, up he goes, and right off the glass. Beautiful play there by Smith.
And that foul is called on number 1, Christopher Roberts. That's his 3rd foul tonight. And the 9th team foul for the Tigers. Jakirian Smith shooting at the line here. Great play made by him, trying to make it a 3-point play, and he does. He's been deadly from that free throw.
Yeah, as soon as he's dialed in that passing after the pressure on the forward on the other side of the court, once he can figure out how to get it out to his playmakers, he's able to move into the paint, and that's where opportunities arise. Now Palmetto's sort of falling apart as Southeast brings it within 10, but like I was saying, Smith just needs to be able to calm down, and when that pressure arises on his side of the court, look for his options and make a play, because if they give up the ball, they never even get the opportunity. So if he can keep it calm as a point guard, he'll have a lot of opportunities.
Landon Horns dancing his way all the way. Gets a little bit physical down there in the paint. Missed the ball, but the Seminoles get it back with seconds left. Don't look up. And that bell buzzer is going to signify the end of the first period. First period score check. Palmetto Tigers 19. Southeast Seminoles 9.
And Davis took the dive there at the end, was ready for the charge. But this score was ran up early by Palmetto, but now Southeast finding life for sure. They've gotten into the paint more, and they've been able to make some more high percentage shots. And I think that's going to be the key to the game for them, is to be able to stay in there and have a little more layups. Their 3-point shooting hasn't been bad, but it's just not as high percentage as you want it. As you see, their scores a little lower. Palmetto all night been able to have their way in the offensive side of the court and make their way down. Price, again, big impact player for Palmetto.
Yes, huge, great offensive ability all around, and great offensive ability from the cheerleaders here as they're putting on a show, doing flips and stuff. Oh my goodness, this is amazing.
On the basketball court. This is great.
Both ends.
I don't think I would be able to do that. I think I'd be too scared.
No, if I did that, we might have a hole in the floor, so I'm not. But
we might have some real issues.
We might need to call a handyman. While we go into this next quarter, let me shout out another amazing student. Shout out in grade 9, Mr. Logan Davis, position all around. He's walking around with the camera getting all these great shots, and one of his fun facts is that he likes to sing. So if you hear some beautiful music, it's probably him. back in the corner. Big shot for the Tigers. They don't make it, but they're back the other way.
Paramount on the shot.
For the Seminoles, Paramount taking that one. Back in the hands of Smith, who's going to drive in, tries to split the double team. Ref's not going to give him a call, and is going to sidestep the ball.
Yeah, Smith, I think, just got his legs a little tangled up. You see it there just off the foot of Roberts. And not really much Smith can do.
Back the other way, Paramount swings it over to Davis. Davis back to Heaven. Roberts at the top of the key. Brings it back to Paramount, getting it to the inside to Price. On the in the way, what a great pass to Paramount. Cutting towards the basket. As you see the replay here, Price sees him and gives it to him.
Price doesn't even really have to lay it up. He just kind of lets it go out of his hand. There's
Such
not
a tall
really
guy.
too much vertical there. Great rebound there under the basket. Now passes it back out to Smith. Smith with the deep three, can't make it go.
Back the other way as the Seminoles are blocking the connection. They're all the way down. Price gets it, swings it to the corner. Roberts is going to drive in. Looks for an acrobatic finish and gets it and flexes.
Here's the replay coming out. Great pass out to Roberts. Roberts drives. There he goes. And right into the defender. The defender just, I think, moving a little bit towards him and can't stay far enough back to stay out of his way. So Roberts gets a chance for a three-point play.
Roberts goes on the inside, a big, strong kid, uses that body up in the air, hits the defender, and is able to finish through contact. That's what you love to see.
Yeah, his body and space awareness there really coming into play. He's rocking backwards more than he thought he was, right? He's pushing off of that defender, and then he has to lay back and make that shot. So it's a really tough shot to make, and he's very athletic to be able to do so.
Very athletic. Back the other way for the Seminoles as Mr. Heaven swings it off to the corner. And they're going to get a chance at the three, and they miss. Rebounded by Paramount, and his last going to be touched by him as the Seminoles gave him no space or air.
Yeah, Paramount, I think it just went off his leg and rolled out of bounds. So now Southeast with a chance to lessen this margin.
Ball being inbounded by Horns, who gives it to number 4, Potter, who's dancing. And they get the ball taken back the other way for the Tigers. They have numbers. Everybody ran up a little bit too far, and the Seminoles are able to get it back again. This is something we saw a lot of turnovers on both sides last game, especially from the Tigers, and now we're seeing this trickle into this game. A ball again stripped away, back in a free-for-all with the ball.
Oh, wow.
We don't know who has it. And a mid-range jumper from Smith.
And Smith didn't like his chances down there against Price. Now the ball again turned over, and an easy layup there for number 30, Bivens. Here's the replay. The free-for-all on the ball on the left side. Bivens ends up with it and the layup. Now back down the court. Easy layup for number 4. Over there, Price comes up with a big layup to even that, those two plays out.
Back down the court. Bivens going on the inside, turning. Finds the kick out. The kick out pulls, and that's going to be a foul.
Hit hard. That was Shepard Perkins out in the corner trying to make that three go. And after he lets it go, he gets hammered. And he went down to the court hard. Looks like he's all right, though.
A bad foul by Amir Paramount. Not a foul you want to give up, especially with a three-point shooter. You know, you want to give him space to land. It's not a foul. You don't want to give a team extra chances. He missed the shot anyway, but now you're giving up points that you didn't have to.
His hit really didn't affect the shot at all. Now he at least gets 1, maybe 2. So definitely not a smart foul you want to take.
While we're here at the free throw, on the extended fouls, I'd like to give another shout out to another one of our amazing students helping bring this amazing broadcast to you at home. I'd like to shout out in the 10th grade on the camera, Miss Leslie Trong. And she says her fun fact is she likes to read and edit in her spare time. So we got a modern day Tarantino coming up in the game, reading and editing on both ends.
And Shepard Perkins makes his second of his free throws while we were making that shout out. Now back down the court, we got Price. Price has his pass tipped by Perkins, and it will remain Tigers ball.
Tigers in the inbound, this one on their side of the court. On to the backside of Kenny Ansborough Court. historical figure to the Palmetto Tigers. As they throw it on the inside, no foul call, but for the wide open three, misses, get their own rebound. Great athleticism from Davis.
Yeah, Davis, here's the replay. Shot goes up, can't make it go. Davis up in the air, gets it back up, and a easy layup. Not so easy, another Euro!
What an amazing fillet by Ja'Karian Smith, one hand off the backboard. Easy money when you do it like that.
And then the travel. Smith, that was an excellent finish. He laid that one up there nice and easy off the glass, didn't get too excited, and the moment was just the right size, wasn't too big for him. So he puts that one in, and now the Seminoles get the ball back after a traveling call on Palmetto. But give it right back.
Oh, back over the court, they're going to call on the Tigers.
Wow. That was an interesting series of events.
Yeah, you know, the ref saw what he saw. And
so the tip,
like that.
The tip was on that side of the court, and then as it rolls back, that's a backcourt violation. Okay.
I guess they considered him to have possession. But anyway, back into the action. Bivens getting on the wing, passes over a slip. The Seminoles were able to recover, kicks it out to Bivens again, who's at the top of the bucket. Drops it in.
Bivens starting to heat up. Wasn't someone we saw too much of in the early game. There's that perfect form there and splash. But Bivens, like most of the Seminole offense, we didn't see most of the start of the game, and now he's starting to make an appearance.
Making an acrobatic finish there, splitting two defenders, and drops it in with the one hand. They're looking to set the trap. Smith saw it coming, tries the Euro step in, gets the foul call, and has three of his teammates coming to help him up, see who they call this foul on. Looks like they're calling it on number 5, Brian Heaven, which will be his second foul tonight.
Yeah, Smith.
Oh, number 4, looks like the ref felt. Number 4, Elijah Price, that'll be his second foul. And the second team foul, sorry, the first team foul, excuse me, for the Tigers.
Smith wanted to pass that ball out, didn't really have an open lane to do so, and takes that drive right in, hoping for the foul, and his plan works out perfectly.
He was rewarded.
But misses the first one, so needs to capitalize now on the second.
And again, this game, something we saw last time, the score may not reflect it, but the energy is high. It's been a very entertaining game to watch as they come back down. The Tigers summing in a big player, Urban Cooper, from last time. And the ball is thrown off his knee. Urban Cooper, who was almost like a fire starter last game, coming in and dropping some well-needed threes.
For sure.
As the Tigers inbound, they're going to give it to Robert, and he does not hit, but he gets his own rebound, falls on the ground. Seminoles also fall on the ground. They're going to call a full timeout called by the Seminoles.
That was a very strategic timeout there. He was on the ground and really didn't have anywhere to go. So with the possession, calls the timeout and possibly make sure that Palmetto doesn't get a basket. So
yeah, you know, it's a timely move by the coach. You know, when you see your player in trouble, the most important thing in the game is that there's going to be limited possessions. You want to make sure that you make every possession count, especially in high school, because there's no shot clock. So there's no guarantee on the number of possessions that you'll have.
Yeah, and on that note, Palmetto now just over a 10-point lead, but as the lead has fluctuated, now it stays about the same. Wow, that was a display. Now another cheerleader over for Southeast, some back handsprings.
It's not only a battle on the court, but a battle off the court between both of these cheer squads as they're bringing their best for this amazing rivalry of the Tigers versus the Seminoles, something that's been brewing before I was born, since these schools opened. It's been amazing energy, and the crowd has been great, and it's just been a great pleasure to be able to commentate such a high-energy game.
I've been to multiple different sports, all with the same rivalry, and I can say that it is one of the best in the area. So a little bit of sweat has found its way on the court after both these teams playing extremely hard. So now we just need, the coach comes out there with the towel, so he's putting his work in.
Coach Vanador showing that, you know, he's above nothing.
He's part of the team.
And he'll wipe up the floors too. We want to give a shout out to the white towels, the MVPs of the night, making sure the floor stays dry and keeping people safe.
Yep.
And while we're here, while we have this break in the action, we're going to go ahead and give another shout out to one of the amazing students who bring you this amazing broadcast today. A shout out in the 11th grade, Mr. Ryan Garcia, my spotter right next to me, if we have time to put the camera on him. Right here next to me, Ryan Garcia, and you guys are going to hear a little bit more of him later once he gets on the mic. Thank you.
So Smith now out to Horns. Horns up the court. Back out to Divins. Divins out to Gallen. Gallen can't make it go. Rebounded and will be made and won by Potter. And Potter under the basket gets the rebound, goes up and gets a little bit of a hip from somebody on Palmetto. And he'll get the and one.
Yeah, great. Bivens, top of the key. Great pump fake to get the defender in the air. Drives in, kicks it out to the wide open three. Doesn't make it, but the rebound by Potter sets him up perfectly for the and one foul.
And it looks like somebody stepped over. Oh no, because he missed it. Okay, it's not a rebound. He missed that, so it'll be Palmetto's ball.
Trey Hines stepping over the line, so they aren't going to give that one up. Back the other way for the Tigers, brought up by Evan Roberts. We're still trying to keep track how many points he has tonight, because he could potentially be breaking that 1,000 career mark. As he drives in, looks to score. Oh, gets it in.
They go back the other way.
Well, they're going to call, I believe, an illegal screen. Foul called on number 13, Kendall Davis, his first foul of the night, and the 4th team foul for the Tigers in the second period.
Southeast now brings the margin within 10 as they have the ball again. Driving his Horns, blocked over there by Price up on the backboard.
Price
High flying, they
but it
get
already
it.
touched the backboard, so you're going to obviously call the big goaltending. As you heard the whole crowd, the air sucked out of here as everyone said, ooh, they knew it was bad. Roberts on the wing, swings it over to Cooper, gives it to Amir, who drains the bucket from the corner. Great passing by both of these squads leads to easy buckets from the Tigers. Back to Bivens. Bivens making his magic happen, sees his opening, drives in, floater! And they're still going to give him the charging foul as he runs over Urban Cooper.
Yeah, Cooper had a pretty frantic job to do there. He had to get his feet set in a really short amount of time, and he gets it done.
And it's just an easy play, and again, you love to see it. That's basketball 101. If you have guys who are willing to do that, you have a team that's willing to win. Cooper making his magic happen, throws it to the inside to Price. Price back to Cooper. Ball gets intercepted on the ground of the Seminoles. They're able to get that one out of there. Back to Bivens on the wing, being guarded by Amir. Amir guarding Bivens. Bivens swings it over to Smith. At the top of the key, looks for the screen, doesn't use it, splits the defenders with a pass. More great passes to Bivens. Gives it to the open man, Smith open at the three, misses. But they get the scooping score from Lele.
And that's Horns up and around, and a extremely nice rebound. He dribbles in and just right around the basket. Easy money for Horns. Now to Roberts. Roberts dribbling in on the right side, and it'll be tipped and recovered by Southeast. Now Divins pulls the three, bang! And that'll bring them within 5. So now the energy really started for Southeast, and then back again the other way. Driving in the layup, can't make it go. Roberts recovers. Cooper, Roberts, and Price. Price gets the end one. Oh, traveling violation. Wow, I didn't see that. So the basket won't go, and the air still in the building for Southeast.
Traveling violation was called by the ref on the side by the table. Southeast putting together an amazing string of baskets. Again, we spoke with the coach earlier, and he said defense, defense, defense. And we saw in those last 2 transitions, up and down, a lot of hands touched the ball, and it led to easier offense.
Palmetto's offense has definitely slowed down. Southeast has found something that's working.
And the Tigers coming back in as Davis blocks that shot, subbing into the game for the Seminoles, number 10, Wade Shepard Perkins. And again, the Seminoles right now cooking with grease as they cut this lead down from where it was at 10, I believe 15 at one point, now to 5, 28-33, Seminoles down. And Bivens is going to be the one to receive it. 50 seconds and counting on the game in this quarter. Bivens driving in, spins around. Kobe S. Tried to bank it off the backboard, doesn't go back the other way for the Tigers. Roberts dumps it off to Amir. Amir turning, twisting, getting on the inside, misses, rebounded by Price, and that's something we saw a lot last game.
Price knows where he needs to be. Right off the backboard there, he's standing under and just pops that one up. Doesn't really have to go too far to get there.
Something you mentioned earlier, you know, these bigs play a huge role in this game. One, because they're always down low, so they have amazing defensive presence. They're long, they're always ready to go, they're athletic. You can't just drive in. And on the offensive side, you see the bigs impacting the game by being there in the dunker spot, waiting to get a rebound if one is shot.
Yeah, and I mean, he doesn't really have to push off anybody or contend for the ball. He's so tall that as soon as that ball's off the backboard, he's on it and up with it. And there's not much those Southeast defenders can really do underneath him because he's just so big and such a big presence under the basket.
One thing you see about Price, too, is that he does a good job of don't come back down with the ball where people who are shorter than you can make a play. Keep the ball up high or put it back up as you're going up.
Yeah, once he's up, and he just goes right back for the basket. He's aggressive, and he makes a lot of plays down in the paint.
And again, the MVPs making themselves known. My man in the green long sleeve with the white towel. Shout out to him for, I know it's hot in here. It's kind of humid, I think, because we have so many crowd members in here right now. The floor might be getting a little.
All our cameras are set up on our side of the court, so you're facing the Bayshore away crowd, which is about half the size of what Palmetto has on the other side. So if you haven't seen it yet, this place is packed over on the Palmetto side of the court.
Back down the court, 27 seconds and counting. Smith pulling a little hand on one in between the legs. And they're going to call a foul on number 11, Amir Padman. His third foul in the 15th foul for the Tigers.
Yeah, he was trying to get Bivens to step out of bounds and just gives him a little too much, and that foul will be costly.
And Bivens is going to take his spot on the line here, ready to shoot one of one. So if he makes the first, they'll shoot another. As they are not in the double bonus yet.
Bivens with the chance to bring this back within 5. And head into the locker room with a pretty small margin.
Misses the first. Subbing into the game, Will Strawbridge, a deadly threat around the perimeter for the Tigers.
Strawbridge makes his entrances and exits to the game, doesn't stay in the whole time, but when he's in, he's definitely a big impact. As the second free throw is missed by Bivens, big mistake there for Southeast.
And that's something we see a lot as we see Cooper bringing it up. Great bench play for the Tigers. Roberts dancing, 9 seconds and counting. Loses the ball, Bivens picks it back up. Bivens goes spinning, double dribble called by the ref. A huge turnover, and now we know the game is about momentum.
It is your Silverado that's blocking everything up. Please move your phone.
And we'll be seeing right now if the Seminoles can capitalize on this opportunity. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bivens pulling the three. And it counts. What an amazing shot by Jamari Bivens as he hops his way back into the locker room. This is exactly what the Seminoles wanted, able to capitalize on the mistake of the double dribble made by Mr. Evan Roberts, and that's something you want. You want that momentum going into the locker room. Halftime score check, Tigers 35, Seminoles 31. Now only a 4-point difference in this game. Keys to the game have been so far the amazing down-low play from players like Elijah Price on the Tigers, and great playmaking by guys like Evan Roberts, and just fierce, ferocious hustle defense on both sides. Amazing. For the Seminoles, Bivens coming in and making big plays, and Potter as well. Potter and Smith. Smith especially getting those paint touches and able to dish it out to his playmakers. And before we go, I'd like to give one more shout out to our amazing crew who's helping bring you this amazing live. We have James in the 12th grade, and he says his fun fact is that he is a director. Ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere because we'll be right back after these words with more amazing MSTV Game of the Week basketball.
We're here today because Manatee County Food Bank needs help unloading and organizing the food that comes in through the Stuff the Bus program. Based on talking to the people here at the food bank, it's feeding roughly 100,000 meals. So we're bringing in about 125,000 pounds of food through this event.
All of the stores in Manatee County, the public stores, have a school bus in front of them. And today is the day that we ask people to stuff our buses. I was out at most of the stores today, and I cannot tell you the abundance of generosity that we have here in Manatee County.
With coming here, it helps me as the coach, and it helps them as the players develop and learn their leadership ability, their servant ability, because when you're a person that's in the spotlight like these guys that are going to be playing in front of thousands and thousands of people, the biggest key to that is to be a humble servant through that. And this is one of the ways and abilities we can help develop that in them as 8th graders, 9th graders, and 10th graders.
Today's event is so critical to make sure that we have the food to feed people. Food is the basic necessity. And so today's event and all the donations will go very far to help. My philosophy is you can never teach your children faster or at an early age about what it means to give back. It's very important they understand that there is a need out here and there are people who are food insecure. Their participation today and seeing how this whole stuffing the bus and putting it on the shelves, I think it will impact them and hopefully they'll remember when they want to, get some volunteer hours, come back here. Very important to teach our children at an early age how important it is to give back.
We're here to send off Anna Maria back to the elementary school on the island now that it's ready to host students again.
The entire staff of Anna Maria and the entire staff of Stewart are rock stars. When the storm came, the plan all along was to go to Stewart, but what we didn't anticipate is just what an amazing welcome they gave us. Literally when we got there, we had nothing. And so the teachers and the staff and the cafeteria and the custodians, everyone just shared everything that they had with our staff. They just made us a part of their community.
It's a little bittersweet. I think we're all ready to get back to normal and they're ready to get back to their school. But at the same time, we've made a lot of friendships. We've learned a lot from each other and kind of come together in a way as almost one school. And we were joking way back a month ago that it was going to be Stuart Maria Elementary. Took a little bit of their name, a little bit of ours, and kind of brought them together.
It's so monumental to me that a school was able to take an entire school and just lift them up and just make them a part of their own school community. And so I'm so incredibly grateful to Stewart Elementary School. We just became a real family. Today is a huge day because after 42 days of being away, we are finally back home on our Anna Maria Elementary School campus. And we're so excited to welcome our students back.
We are just pumped that we are here and the students feel that we've made it through this tough time of the hurricanes and transitioning, even though it was seamless at Stewart. We're excited to be back at Anna Maria.
I am so excited and thrilled to be back here. The kids were so happy to have breakfast this morning. They were ecstatic, dancing and jumping down the hallway and acting like kids should act. And that was the main focus of everything this meant.
What we've been saying is that this is our third and final first day of school. So I woke up again this morning feeling like the first day of school jitters. I talked to a lot of parents this morning and they were saying the kids couldn't sleep last night. They were so excited. So I think they're just so happy and excited to be here. And we just can't wait to get back to normal.
Kids were rolling in, excited. We were chanting, showing them how excited we were to be at Anna Maria, and you could see the smile on their faces. A lot of them, live out here on the island too, and this is their home, so they're excited to be back.
Our entire theme for our whole school year was Dolphins Make a Difference. And then when all of this happened, all of these other people made a tremendous difference in our lives through all of the things that they did. So I'm so grateful to so many people, and I'm so happy just that I'm a part of our Manatee County School District.
Game of the Week special. Palmetto Tigers versus the Southeast Seminoles. Score recap, 35 Tigers, 31 Seminoles. And for me, I'm going to take a step out of the booth and bring in Mr. Ryan Garcia.
And I'll be popping in as your play-by-play, so you're going to hear a lot more of my voice tonight, whether you like it or not. As we resume action here in the third quarter of play, Palmetto leads 35-31. That lead cut down by Bivens, right at the end with that three-pointer, and he just went right into the locker room afterwards. So a big play now within 5. What have you seen tonight?
I've seen a lot of crazy basketball back and forth, a lot of turnovers, a lot of mistakes. But
yeah, turnovers have definitely been one of the biggest elements tonight.
Yeah, it's been kind of wild. A lot of good basketball, a lot of bad basketball. So we'll just see how the second half plays out.
Both teams definitely playing hard. Now inbounded over there to Horn. Horn's now out to the left. That's Hines. Hines now over to Horn. Horn driving in. Horn trying to lay that one up. Misses. Rebounded by Potter. Potter passes it back to Smith. Rebounded by Horn again. And none of which will make it into the basket after a couple shots get rebounded. Now Roberts puts it to Roberts, and the other Roberts can't make it in. And it'll be rebounded again by Roberts. So Roberts, and then an and one. A sequence of Roberts, and then the and one call. So Palmetto brings this lead up to 6. And we'll have the opportunity for a couple more. The two Roberts right there, just back and forth to each other. And then shout out the towel guy again. Makes this game possible because slippages are no fun.
Yeah, slippages cause injuries.
Yep, don't want any torn ACLs.
MVP over here.
Yeah, you don't want any injuries, especially in ones not related to play. That is no fun.
Yep.
Roberts puts that first one up, and it's good. So makes the three-point play. Now inbound into Horn. Potter inbounds it to Horn. Now back out to the left side. That's Smith. Smith takes his time, dancing a little bit. Jab step, shot, blocked, but will get the foul call as he comes into his face.
Elijah Price on the foul.
Yeah, Price sticks that big old arm up on Bird there, but just a little too much into his face and gets that foul call. So now Southeast gets their turn at the line. Bird, almost makes the first one, but rolls out. Was slow playing us there, but Bird does miss the first. Still 31-38, Palmetto with the lead. Bird with the second, and that one will go. So now cuts the lead down, 32-38, Palmetto leading. Roberts gets the ball, dribbling up court, will pass it back over to number 5, Heaven. Heaven back to Roberts now. And that'll be stolen by Horn. Horn back up the other way. Horn will now take his time, slow down. Smith with the ball driving, lays that one up just a little too far, doesn't get the glass. And then up against 2, lays that one up. And he'll get the blocking call. That's number 11, Paramon. And I guess his feet just weren't set there. I'm pretty sure that was number 4, Potter. And just couldn't get his feet set.
Number 1, Trey Hines.
Oh, that was Hines. So Hines couldn't get his feet set underneath him and draws that blocking call. A big mistake. Had a lot of time to make sure he was in the right spot and can't make it happen.
Yeah, it looks like he just got scared a little bit. Moved.
Yeah, Paramon sinks that first one.
Southeast, I feel like, on defense is really in these passing lanes. They're getting a lot of turnovers, a lot of steals. So
yeah, Southeast has definitely found something that works on defense because Palmetto's offense has sort of grinded to a halt as they had a lot more points by this time in the game on Tuesday. Now Smith, we called for the travel. I think he just slid that back foot as he's trying to make that jab step. And costly turnover again, so Southeast hasn't been able to get too many shots off as they've had a couple turnovers and then the traveling violation there. Now out to Amir. Amir lays it back to Roberts. Roberts looking but won't do it. Amir from the back can't make that one go. Rebounded there by Potter. Potter up to Bivens, excuse me. Now Bivens slows it down. Smith will handle the ball. Double teamed, almost into the back court, and he will call it. So Smith can't handle that ball correctly, and now Roberts able to inbound it for Palmetto. Another costly turnover by the Seminoles.
Yep, a lot of pressure right there by Palmetto's defense.
Yeah, the double team on Smith has been very effective so far tonight. That'll be out to Price. Price takes that mid-range jumper and makes it look easy. So now back out to a 10-point lead for Palmetto, comfortably in the lead all night. You see there, Price with that easy shot. Can't make it look any better than that.
Yeah, Elijah is a very tall, big, but he has a little mid-range game on him, so he can shoot that thing.
Smith now driving. Back out to Potter. Potter weaving his way down and finds the layup through 3 Palmetto defenders. He makes his way to the basket. Here you see 1, 2, 3 jab steps and plants his foot and makes that layup. So now inbounds to Amir. And he'll go around. Amir again with the ball, driving towards the center. Back out to him again, so that's back between number 11, Amir Paramon, and Heaven, just back and forth, finding an open lane, and eventually something had to give.
Yep, number 5, Brian Heaven with that assist. That was a great pass, great find.
Now Horn with the double team. And I think he draws the foul there. Yeah, so on the pass, he'll draw the foul. So Southeast retains possession of the ball. Bird to inbound. He'll inbound it back to the other side of the court with Horn.
That was Elijah's 4th foul.
Now Bivens making a couple moves. Back to Bivens. Out to Smith. Bivens trying to make a play, but won't. Potter from deep. And it'll bounce off the strap of the basket. So now it'll be Palmetto basketball. That'll be inbounded by number 5, Heaven. So Heaven to inbound it to Roberts. Slow playing it up the court now with a comfortable lead. 10 points. 4 minutes still left in the 3rd quarter. Back to Heavens. Back to Roberts. Roberts pulls up from deep. And the rebound will be taken. And he'll draw the foul. That's number 13, Davis. And Davis draws the foul underneath the basket.
Yeah, it looks like Evan hasn't really been able to get his shot going from the arc, so trying to get that thing going.
And as long as he hits these free throws, he'll be rewarded for his efforts.
Yes, sir.
So a little bit of a conference. So Palmetto will go to the sideline as that the towel is applied to the paint, as there was a couple sweaty bodies down there making it slippery. So Palmetto will get a little extra time to draw up a play as they rectify the situation on the court. So look to have Palmetto have a set play ready to run if they have to rebound this ball or on defense after Southeast takes it back the other way.
And let's not stop saying it. The guy in the green, MVP.
Yeah, doing a great job out there. He's the only one out there except for Palmetto's head coach coming out to dry floors. So both of them doing a great job keeping the kids safe.
Yep, that's what it's all about.
So first missed by Davis, now the second. And he'll make that one. So Southeast back the other way. Horn, Potter inbounds it to him. Horn dribbling fast down and in, dishes it out, and just can't make it around. So now Palmetto with numbers. Davis lays that one up off the glass.
Great find by Roberts.
Great pass. Now timeout, Southeast. So what have you seen so far in this quarter of play?
Palmetto really is showing what they got, you know, coming out with energy, getting turnovers, getting buckets, finding really good feeds to their teammates.
Yeah, the pass, the finds inside the offensive zone, especially down in the paint, their eyes are up. They aren't focusing on their dribbling, and they're being able to find some really nice passing lanes. Both teams playing incredibly hard, as you can see from the amount of times we've had to wipe sweat off the court. And they're trying to draw up something. Southeast trying to find a little bit more momentum like they had earlier, and Palmetto just trying to survive as Southeast is trying to make a couple runs back at them, but so far unsuccessful.
Yeah, it's very unselfish basketball going, so I like what I'm seeing from the offense, both sides. I like what I'm seeing from the defense, both sides. It's a really good game. And number 10, Wade, will inbound this ball. Brian Heaven playing defense with number 2, Landon.
Bivens now driving up the left side. He'll lose the ball, and it'll be a blocking call on Roberts. Roberts shuffling his feet backwards, and Bivens nowhere to go, gets the call. Bivens trying to end the scoring drought because Southeast has started to lose that momentum they had going into the second half of this ball game. So now out to Horn. That's Potter inbounding it. Horn passes it to Bivens. Bivens way back, guarded by Strawbridge. Spin move, and almost gets that floater, but can't make it go. Roberts wide open. Can't make that one go either. So 2 missed shot attempts from deep. So now Horns making a move past Smith, and that'll be Bivens now. Smith over to the left side. Smith dancing. Smith spin move. Bivens open and driving in. Can't quite make it happen. Still fighting for the ball. And Horns will get the foul call. So that'll be on the floor. Smith to inbound.
They're going to call a foul on number 13, Kendall Davis.
Yeah, so Bird driving in, shot attempt, rebound taken down by Horns, and then draws the foul call. Now Smith to inbound.
Floor is once again wet.
Yeah, everybody playing extremely hard. They're all sweating down there. Even though the score is starting to go Palmetto's way, Southeast definitely not giving up yet.
We need my guy back.
Here he comes, the MVP himself.
Here you go. Big Green, Big Green.
He's taking care of that court. They won't make him make the trip, as the refs will take care of it this time. So now Palmetto again has to wait. Defensively, the Southeast Seminoles now down 47-34. They brought it within 5 before halftime, started to let it slip a little bit, and as they got later into the first half of the game, they found more success. We'll see if they can have that trend appear again. Potters with the quick shot from deep, can't make it go. So now Palmetto with numbers back the other way. Easy drive in for number 5, Heaven, but Heaven can't make it go. Bivens open down the court, smacked by Roberts out of the air.
Wow, they called a foul.
So here's the replay. Bivens up and on top. Roberts on top of Bivens, so Bivens will get that penalty, and now he will be able to score a couple points. So Bivens sinks that first one now, 35-47. Bivens, a key player for Southeast, doing a lot of their offensive work. He'll get his own rebound, and instead of 2, settles for 3. Big play by Bivens, right off the backboard, and then gets it, his own rebound, puts it back up. And instead of the 2 he was initially supposed to get, now 3. Strawbridge passes it back to Heavens. Heavens out to Roberts. Roberts back to Davis. And he'll make that happen after the hesitation for Bird to fly by. So now Horn back the other way, making a couple moves, but can't make them stick on Strawbridge. Strawbridge heavily defending. It'll go back out to Smith. Smith drives, And the floater from just at the top of the paint, but can't make that one go. Now driving in, but can't make that one go. That's number 11, Amir Paramon. Driving in, an easy layup and one. That'll be Bivens. Bivens driving in, gets that shoulder. Here's the replay, just off of Heavens, and he'll lay that one in there in a big flex after.
Yeah.
So a chance for a three-point play and bring this one within 10. And we thought Southeast was starting to lose their momentum, but not so fast.
There they go. I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but the refs with a little bit of questionable calls in this game, but, you know, that's how it goes in high school. So we'll see how this plays out, how this goes. So.
Basketball refereeing is extremely tough. And
yeah, we won't hate. We won't hate.
And there have been a lot of fouls called on both teams, so it's really difficult to say they're favoring, but
yeah, it's going both ways.
It's going both ways, but it's a pretty soft game tonight. Most things are getting called.
Yes.
So not discrimination towards either team, but definitely fouls being called very frequently. Whether that's the fault of the players or the refs is up to you to decide. Strawbridge now up at the top. Roberts takes a deep three. Bang! Out from the outside. He's a good margin off of that three-point line, but dagger from way outside. So Smith brings this up the court. Smith with his own, and there he goes. So a response quickly from Southeast. Smith from just on the line. So Strawbridge out to Davis. Now Roberts. Strawbridge open. Can't make it happen. Bird struggling for the ball. And now the rebound there. Davis makes the layup. So 45 seconds, 46 seconds and counting. As that strong dribble in, almost makes it there, but just can't make it go, is Bivens. And an excellent pass out. Now Roberts up the court. Roberts against a couple defenders will slow play it off of one of their hands. And then out to Davis. Davis looking at Strawbridge, but will elect to dribble in himself. And then another layup by Davis. So Davis will bring this lead up to a comfortable margin as the clock wanes on the third quarter of play. Smith slowly up with this one. 7-6, 5 on the play clock. He doesn't know, he can't look up, and he'll be smothered. Shot won't go before and off the backboard. So at the end of that third quarter, Palmetto finds another head of steam and brings this lead back out.
I see a lot of very, very hard.
The play has been outstanding.
This game is tough.
Yep, and Palmetto just seeming to have what it takes against two very tough teams this week. Bayshore did not look proportionate to what the score reflected on Tuesday. Yeah. And again, now I think Southeast is a incredibly talented team and has been able to stick with Palmetto, but the score just doesn't seem to reflect it on either of those occasions, as Palmetto has been able to pull out to a very healthy lead.
Yeah, Southeast is a very fast, physical team, but it's kind of the same way for Palmetto, so they're kind of matching their energy. But
when it comes to those high percentage plays in the paint, no one can match Palmetto. They've
Palmetto
just been, been an outstanding high percentage team who can make the, if you can't make it on the three, will get the rebound and lay it back up, so they'll get points no matter what. They've been able to draw the foul. They've just been a great all-around offensive team.
Yeah, I just want to give some praise to number 13, Kendall Davis, sophomore. He's very good, tall, physical. He plays his role very well, I feel like. So
yeah, and Davis inbound it. So Davis out to Roberts. Roberts way back on his own side. He'll call plays in direct traffic from his spot there. Crosses midcourt. He'll be double teamed. Back over to the other side of the court. Strawbridge now with the ball. Pressured hard by Smith. Potters tries to run up on Davis.
That's a good
Roberts
find.
From the corner. Splash.
That's a great find by Kendall Davis.
And some commotion out on the court there.
No clue.
Need to dry it up. So that will stand. Roberts with the excellent shot there from the corner. And now again this lead extended for Palmetto, 59 to 42. Southeast trailing by quite a bit. So we'll get a little bit of a timeout here, and both teams drawing some plays up to try and change the tide of what has been happening these last couple of minutes, with Palmetto having a couple bad turnovers and just not really being able to capitalize on every one of their possessions. But Southeast really needs something to change. They had opportunities after the turnovers at the start of the game, but just really couldn't match that energy in the second half. So we'll see if they'll see if they can get another second win, so to call it, as Horns dribbles up behind the back, gets Roberts to get some separation. That floater will be just short, almost rebounded, but not. Davis goes way up in the air and grabs it. So now Roberts calling plays from his court. He'll now dump it off. Strawbridge with the double reverse. Now back to Roberts. So a lot of misdirection up at the top of the key. Roberts will dribble in, and he'll make the double move and make that one stick. He gets around that defender, Potters, and then just stops just short and makes that bucket.
That's a great isolation move, very fundamental.
Smith almost gets his own rebound and will get it. Jump ball there for Smith, as he might have gotten a little overzealous trying to rip that ball out. So Smith almost has his own rebound, but has to settle for a jump ball. Jump ball will end up Southeast ball. So we'll see what they can make of it, as they really need to start something early to try and make this margin back up. So Tigers will take a timeout, and so will we. We'll join you back in the action here in just a couple minutes. You're watching MSTV.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the MSTV Game of the Week presentation. First and foremost, thank you to Ryan Garcia for blessing us with his voice today. Back to the action, as we have the Seminoles going right into a foul.
Yeah, Potter fouled just under the basket as he's trying to lay that one up back behind his head, and he'll get a couple free throws for his effort.
At this moment, I'd like to take another shout out to one of the amazing students who helped bring you this MSTV production. I want to thank Giza Vasquez in the 10th grade, and she says her fun fact is she dances, cheers, and she used to wrestle. So at any moment, she's ready to stand on business, 10 toes down.
So Potter now with his second.
Potter at the line, taking the shot, misses, and that one goes out of bounds and be called in favor of the Tigers. Right now, the lead has been bust wide open, as it's 43 Seminoles, 61 Tigers. And what have you seen that's changed this?
Yeah, I mean, Southeast defense was doing a great job, especially late into the first half, but just hasn't been able to stop this Palmetto onslaught towards the second half of this game. And then they also have had a lot of really sloppy turnovers, and then allowing Palmetto into the paint, especially their big man Price. And he really, once he gets in there, there's not much stopping him. So Horn will try and answer, and he'll put it out to Bird. Bird misses.
Back the other way for the Tigers, and what you've seen also is the Tigers be very secure with the ball, as Roberts makes dun-da-da type of play at the basket.
Just able to always capitalize and find a way to the hoop.
The Seminoles, Bivens at the top of the key, looking to cook something up here as he goes in, stutter steps, puts the ball around the defender. Ball's bobbled, given back to Bivens. He knew that Price was going to try to block, so he tried to put a move in. Ooh, a hard fall. And he gets right back up. That's the heart of the Manatee basketball community. We have guys who can take falls like that and get right back up. Bivens knew that Elijah Price was on his tail, hit the pivot and spin, tried to get him off him, just could not complete the shot, and the ball was in a frenzy and goes out of bounds.
And now some more sweat needing to be dried up. Both these teams playing extremely hard, and you can see that by the amount of times we've had to make stoppages for the sweat.
The true MVPs of the game are the white towels that have been placed on each end of the court as this team tries to keep the floor dry. We have a lot of powerful moves being led on by a lot of athletic boards. We don't want anyone to get hurt. A lot of jump stopping, a lot of pivoting, a lot of slipping.
Some excellent basketball.
And speaking of excellent basketball, let's talk about why this lead is the way it is for the Tigers. One thing you saw in the first half, they were a lot sloppier with the ball. There's been a lot less turnovers in the second half.
Yeah, Palmetto has done a really good job of holding onto the ball and making smart choices in the pass. And they've also just been able to get their rebounds on a large majority of their shots. And with that second chance, they normally don't miss.
They've definitely won the rebounding battle wholeheartedly, and that definitely comes off the shoulders of players like number 11, Amir Paramount, number 13, Kendall Davis, and number 4, Elijah Price, who have been paramount to the success, especially defensively on the interior side for this Palmetto team.
Bivens, just a powerhouse. We'll shout out on Southeast as well while we're at it. Him and Smith have been doing an excellent job for the offense, as that'll be out to Bivens.
Bivens on the wing being guarded by Roberts, slowing down the pace here, looking, sizing up the offense, see a back screen on the backside, and tries to dump it off, got too fancy in traffic, is able to recover. The Seminoles take a shot from the free throw, misses, and they're gonna get the rebounds. Bivens on the inside dumps it off, gets tipped, but they are able to finish. Cooper putting his hands on the ball.
If they can win the rebound game down low, they'll have a much better shot at trimming down this lead like you just saw there. A couple rebounds and eventually that ball will make its way in.
Right now they played aggressive all game. They're gonna have to use that aggression now when they're most tired after a long game. Fading shot from Evan Roberts as he inches closer and closer to that 1,000-point mark.
And Roberts going left to right and just having to step back and makes it happen. That's the story of Palmetto all night, making it happen. No matter the circumstances, they will find a way to the basket, and that is what really has separated them. So now Cooper back to get the inbound from Roberts.
Cooper up the court, someone we saw as a big impact player for his not only defensive intensity, but his all-around perimeter shooting. Something we've seen a little bit in this game. Roberts is going to show his perimeter shooting. Gets it off the front of the rim, no good. Back the other way for the Seminoles, who are looking to pull something out of the hat as they are down 27 points, 45 to 60. Excuse me, 22 points, 45 to 67. Down the court, Horns being picked up by Cooper. Crosses over. Cooper again intensely guarding. Bivens being guarded by Roberts. Roberts gets a steal and they're on to the break. And it looks like they're ready to go showtime.
Wow.
Misses the dunk, disconnected. And it's a free-for-all for the ball. And it's being hit back. Last touch by Seminoles. Regain. Back to Roberts, who pulls the tray, misses. Ball rebounded by the Seminoles. Tried to go up high, not able to finish.
Yeah, he was close, but no cigar.
Pull-up jumper by the Seminoles, and a foul is going to be called on the way down.
That was an intense sequence over on the other end of the court where that ball was just battered around up in the air, and eventually someone comes down with it. Southeast gets the ball back after that missed shot by Roberts the second time, and now they will get some free throws. So an interesting and complicated sequence for both teams.
No free throws, just a straight inbound. I think everyone got caught sleeping, thought there were going to be. Speaking of fouls, that's Elijah Price, one of the premier big men for the Tigers. His 5th foul of the night, so he'll no longer be in play. Roberts. Timeout called by the ref. I think he saw a little wet spot on the ground, and they got the trainer out there to clean it up again.
I think there's a lot more than a little wet spots. There is a lot of sweat going on down there.
It's definitely very humid in the building, and that's not only, it's hot in the building, that's not only the atmosphere, but it's also the temperature. Right now, each team has been playing, you know, almost until exhaustion right now. You know, you've seen they've been both very aggressive on both sides of the ball, whether it be offense, under the basket, rebounding, or even in the passing lane. So
Southeast has been so close they could touch it, and they haven't given up. And I think that's why they're playing so hard, even though this lead is extended well past what it once was. Southeast was so close to being in the lead of this game, and they won't let that go.
The Tigers being brought back down by Roberts, who may be looking to close out that 1,000 points tonight as he drives in, gets blocked by number 4, Keith Potter, who was all over him like peanut butter on jelly, stalking the ball, and gets the big block on the down low. Ball at the back, Roberts with a little trickery. Doesn't go, but they get the rebound to the other Roberts, who gets the ball popped out, swung to the corner, miss. And a free fall, another rebound, again ferocious on the boards, another miss.
If Southeast can't win these rebounds, they'll never be able to cut this lead down. They're giving Palmetto way too many chances to put that ball back at the basket.
Back the other way for the Tigers as Roberts gets a piece of it, lays it up, and then easy. The Seminoles tried to gamble on the pass, and he took the easy way past go and collected his $200.
Southeast has had a lot of trouble rebounding, and I think that is probably the biggest flaw so far in their game. Excuse me. They have allowed Palmetto to have so many chances back at the basket. Even if Palmetto misses 1, 2, even 3 times, they're finding a way to the basket, and that's just not something you can do if you want to beat a team as skilled as they are.
Yes, the Tigers, even with Elijah Price going out in the foul trouble and being sat down for the game, still Kendall Davis and number 11, Amir Pond, very tall guys, 6'5" and 6'4". Huge boys, able to get under the basket and make it difficult for the Seminoles team to get a piece of the rock. As they come back out, the Seminoles are going to have possession. 2:37 and counting as this game heats up. On the back end, the Seminoles looking to try to find a way to cut into this 22-point deficit as they have Horns on the wing, pulls up. Ooh, on the elbow, knocks down the jumper. And now they're face guarding. Roberts coming down with a full head of steam. He's going to kick it out. He saw that play. Oh, my goodness. Fake gets the defender flying, but it doesn't matter as they miss.
Bird with an excellent pass to Bivens there.
And back the other way for the Seminoles as they try to put up another jumper from Smith.
Smith's got to have that one.
Roberts back the other way. Got bumped, was looking for a call, doesn't get it. Ball still goes out on the Seminoles.
Smith with an excellent opportunity there, pretty open for that mid-range jumper. Can't make it go, and that'll be costly as the Seminoles seem to have a little bit of momentum going their way.
Roberts gets it at the top, swings it over to Cooper. Cooper looking for the pass, gives it to Joseph. Back to Evan Roberts. And Joseph all the way on the inside, gets under there but cannot finish. Back the other way for the Seminoles. Bivens, who slips. Again, this court's been very slippery, very humid in here tonight. Bivens going all the way, hop-stepping in the lane. Does not finish it for the and one play.
And he's been an and one machine all night. He's been able to drive towards the basket and finish through pressure, but can't make that one happen, so he'll have to settle for the free throws. As he misses the first one just a little bit to the right. And then Bivens sinks the second.
And shout out to both of our camera operators over there making it look easy as they're doing a great job tonight bringing you this amazing broadcast. Roberts going in tough. Cannot finish the floater. On defense, Cooper picks him up. Bivens on the wing, crosses over, drops it off in traffic. Great pass, Bivens to Potter for the easy layup. And Roberts cherry picking on the other side, able to get that basket.
Roberts has surpassed 1,000.
And with that final basket, as the crowd roars, Evan Roberts has done something that every player dreams of. They're bringing out the balloons. Evan Roberts has now surpassed 1,000 career points in high school. Ladies and gentlemen at home, please give a round of applause for this young man who makes a hallmark achievement that will be forever remembered.
An incredible feat to have happen, and especially tonight on a game that they have so handedly been able to defeat Southeast, as Southeast is an excellent team and has been able to play with Palmetto, and Palmetto's just been the better team. And that's a big moment there, 1,000 points in a game that's so hard fought. It is a big moment.
And as the brothers embrace, you see the whole family has a shake. Everyone excited, the whole team congratulating. This is a premier moment on a great game. It reminds me when Braun took the scoring record. They stopped the whole game and let them celebrate. And definitely so. I mean, again, it's something that
only happens once.
Yeah, only happens once. And players dream of this, especially this part of the season. And with so many more games to go, we'll see where he ends up at the end of his career.
A player to certainly watch out for at this level and the next, I'm sure.
Evan Roberts, who's only a junior.
He's got a whole nother year to play.
Whole nother year to play. And already at 1,000 points. Crossing over back the other way. Smith wasting no time getting that foul. Right after the ceremony, getting back to it, 51 seconds left.
Catching Palmetto sleeping a little bit there after the celebration. He makes his way down the left side, screaming down that way, and is able to draw the foul. And misses his first.
Again, you know, the Seminoles having no answers for this Palmetto offense, especially under the basket where they've allowed a lot of second chance points, a lot of rebounds. So it's going to be hard to beat a team when you're allowing them 3 and 4 attempts at the basket. They're trying to guard hard now. But this effort is almost sullied as they have such a lead. Again, great passing, doesn't convert. But those are shots that the Tigers have been getting all night long. Smith on the wing, pants falling. They take a step back. Horns drives in, kicks it over to the dunker spot, or he puts it up. Potter tried to get it over, doesn't help. And Horns. And
looks to be just a cramp, hopefully. You never like to see that, but
right
I
now
think they're just stretching it out.
Tending on him. Looks like they're stretching him out. So, you know, this game has been hard fought. What do you think the keys to victory and success have been for the Tigers?
The Tigers won the rebound game, like we've been saying all night. That is their biggest victory, even though the score doesn't reflect it. The Southeast Seminoles are an extremely talented team on both sides of the ball, but are able to, Palmetto's only able to defeat them with their very good rebound percentage. They've been able to come down with the ball multiple times a night, and a play, and get a couple of chances at the basket. And pretty much every time they go down the court, they do end up finding it. So if Southeast could hold those rebounds to a minimum and maybe capitalize on more of the turnovers that Palmetto made early on in the game, I think this would be a totally different ending.
Definitely so. Well said. The rebounding game has definitely been won by the Tigers, especially, and luckily that young man's getting up and being able to walk off the court. We want to clap it up and congratulate him.
After a game like this, it is really tough. You got to drink a lot of water. You got to have a lot of electrolytes. I think he just cramped up in his other leg.
And they're picking him up because they're trying to get this game going here. As you see, people are clearing out of the gym. You know, it's a school night. Everyone's looking to get on home as this game has been decided. And the Tigers are going to put it in. 22 seconds. Robert not taking his feet off the gas. Another hit from the corner. Back the other way. Seminoles 15 and counting. Smith bringing it up, pulling up himself. Falling, doesn't get the call. Ooh, an athletic play from Bird trying to get up high in the sky. Another lay. Another layup from the Tigers as Joseph came in and tried to block the shot. Last second shot doesn't go for the Seminoles. Ladies and gentlemen, final score, final bell. This game concludes with a score of the Palmetto Tigers 76, Southeast Seminoles 53. Mason, what do you think about this game in general, overall, the atmosphere, the play, the achievements? How do you feel?
Excellent atmosphere, great game, both sides, extremely hard fought. One comes up just as the better team. Both teams played their hearts out, and a big achievement to cap the night off. It was a great atmosphere, great game all around, and I think everybody had a ton of fun.
It was an amazing game, and I agree with you 100%. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you for joining us for the MSTV Game of the Week presentation. We also want to send one more congratulations to the young man, Evan Roberts, for hitting 1,000 points. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, we will be back. I have been your play-by-play, the People's Champ, Frederick Stewart, and I am joined by my amazing color commentator, Mr. Mason Smithers. Thank you to all the volunteer students, and thank you to everyone in the truck. We'll see you next time. Have a great night.
Thanks for watching.